Si zogj fluturues kemi ardhur në Sofje për t'ju bashkuar një misioni të veçantë, The Brave Ones, një produksion filmik perëndimor, por që trajton një temë shumë pikante shqiptare. Sa i përshtatet Sofja e Bullgarisë realitetit shqiptar? Kjo mbetet për t'u parë, ndërkohë ne hajde dhe eksplorojmë bashkë. Bëhet fjalë për një produksion perëndimor, të gjithë janë sy e vesh dhe për më tepër duan të jenë në brendësitë pritshmërive e mbi gjitha iniciativës, si ka nisur gjithçka. Jam me producentin e Mercury Films, i cili organizon këtë produksion hollywoodian, Isa Zarui. So good to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
May I call you Joe or Isa?
Whatever is easier.
Okay. First of all, let me ask you how you came up with the idea.
I had a friend in Tirana that was the CEO of the American Embassy.
Okay.
And his name is Chad. And then we had our friend, which everybody knows him, Mark Crawford. He's the head of the Dom Americano. And they talked about Albania. There's a lot of stories. Nobody comes and film. My friend Chad, is like, I know I'm leaving soon, but my friend is a producer in New York. Let me call him. So he called me, and I came down and went all over Albania, saw a lot of people, spoke to a lot of people, see if there's anything to be like a movie. And we found a lot of material, And that's when we hired a scriptwriter and we wrote a script, and here we are.
We all hear so often about the lack of original stories, the common phrase, we have seen it before. Is it the fact that this one is an original story the key to success of this movie?
Nowadays, you need to find a very interesting story, original.
Yeah, the common phrase is, we have seen it before.
Yeah, this one nobody have seen before.
Okay.
Because nobody have done any movie about Albania, about the pyramid scheme that bankrupted the whole country, about drug trafficking, about Lazarat, about a lot of issues, of course. Nobody ever made an international movie about these issues. So this is an A+ for us, that we are making a movie with something that is not seen yet.
As an outsider, what was your impression when seeing Albania and being part of this reality?
When I was going down to Albania, I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you, because I kept seeing the movie Taken 3, and people tell me Albania, there's nothing to see there, etc., etc. And then I went down there and I saw, Tirana is a busy city, cafes all over the place, restaurants. The people are nice, the food is great, the nightlife is great. And when I went all over Albania, I went to Gjirikasa, to the coast, to Kruja. I'm like, it's like a jewel that nobody ever discovered it yet, And I don't know what Albanians are waiting for. They should make a commercial, or tourism commercial, or the tourism ministry.
Hey, trust me, it's not all about commercials when it comes to Albania and future and perspectives.
I hope so. I love Albania.
Can I ask you about the audience? Is the filmmaker role to be focused on the audience, what the audience wants?
Yeah, when you are a filmmaker for such a long time, you tend to already know how the market is going, what the new generation is asking for, to see. The taste of the audience always changes. This movie we made especially for Europe and East Europe, Russia relates, you know, it's within the distance, so they relate more to what's going on in Lazarat, you know, especially Europe. And it's not a story about Lazarat. Only the ending is in Lazarat, but it's a story about a boy that grows up and loses his mother and father, you know, and his uncle that happened to be a sergeant in the police takes him in. And he grew up to be a good leader. He's a commander in the elite unit. And the rest, I'm not gonna say, so you can go see the movie. But the audience these days are asking for, from the action side, like a thriller action, John Wick style movie. This is what we're doing now. There's gonna be a lot of action, there's gonna be a lot of explosions, shooting, drama. It's a movie that's complete from everything, even like little sarcasm and comedy, isn't it?
Generally, Europeans don't have that good image about Albanians. In this movie, will Albanians appear as good or bad guys?
This was one of the things that we started with, is we wanted to make Albania look good. We want people to know that Albania and the Albanians, you know, are great people. If you have a basket of apples, you always have like one rotten apple. It doesn't mean everything is rotten. In this movie, we kind of put all the bad elements, all the negativity, all the drug trafficking, all of the mafia doing. We put it on an American guy that is headquarters in New York. So we took the element away because we'd like people to approach Albania from a civilized way. We want to showcase Albania for what it has, not for the negativity of it.
You're shooting a movie about Albania in Bulgaria. Was it difficult for you to find resemblance between two places, two countries?
I was lucky, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I couldn't film in Albania, which I'm not gonna say why. But I can tell you a small example. The film industry needs to be developed in Albania. A Hollywood-style movie like this, with this magnitude, cannot be filmed there because I tried with equipment, I tried with the trucks, wardrobe trucks, the motorhomes, weapon specialists, you know, stunt people. They don't have it. It means I'm going to end up bringing them from, you know, from other countries, and that will double the budget. So our director of this movie, William Kaufman, shot here before. Like 3 months before I called him, he shot here a movie called Jarhead 3. And he told me, you know, Bulgaria is great for filming. And I said, but how does it look like? He's like, why don't you just go there and talk? And when I came here and I looked at Sofia, it's almost like Tirana, you know? It's like sitting in the middle and there's mountains all around it, just like Tirana. And then it had the feel of Tirana. I said, hey, okay, this might work.
Since you have met a lot of actors, how was the experience with Albanian actors?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of actresses in Albania throughout me staying there all these times. I met a lot of actors. No, there is talent. There is a big talent. We couldn't hire one on this movie because we needed a name. You know, Albanian actress is known in Albania, Kosovo, maybe Balkan countries. But I'm doing something big, like an international movie, and we needed to have like a name that can bring a lot of people to the movie theaters. So that's why we tried.
Its commercial side.
Yeah, you have responsibility towards the investors. When you take money and you make a project, you have to make sure that it profits. Of course, you keep the integrity of making the film, but you still have to secure your investors.
When you start a project, you have a philosophy, a vision, but then when you shoot, things get complicated. Do the expectations matches with the reality in this movie?
Actually, it meant more than the expectations. I mean, I was aiming, you know, for a movie, nice movie, you know, settle. Majorly, I wanted to showcase Albania, the beauty of it, etc., etc. action thriller movie. I said, okay, we'll do that. But then it progressed to being like a beautiful fighting sequences, stunt coordinated choreography, John Wick style with the fast hands and the kicks and the shooting, the RPGs and explosions. It became to be like a huge thing. I didn't want it to be that huge, but I mean, I was happy with whatever I thought will happen. But seeing what's going on now, I'm more than happy. And so my investors and Albanians, actually.
The last one. It's almost midnight and we're here shooting. You're here shooting, in fact. I'm just a visitor. Are you tired of this kind of life? How you manage to get a life? A life, a real life. In between.
That's one of the problems. You have to choose what you love. But you choose what you love and you love doing it. So I love doing movies and I want to do more and more and more and more. And the more you do, the more you get into it, because there's always something in your head, a new story you want to do, a new place you want to film in, you know. I never thought I would film in Bulgaria. I mean, I filmed in Morocco, I filmed in Tunisia, I filmed in Lebanon, in Dubai, in Qatar, in the United States, New York, Los Angeles, etc. I filmed some places in Europe, and every year I feel myself drawn to a new country to film in. Actually, I like Bulgaria a lot because the team that we hired here, the locals, it's as if working with American style of making a movie. Like everybody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Everybody, you don't, you know, like.
Important part.
It's great. So this filming here went very easy.
Thank you, Joe. It was so great to be part of a movie scene. It was a great experience. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
See you at the premiere in Tirana.
Well, we'll see you at the premiere in Moscow.
Oh, thank you. Open invitation.
Yes, it is.
With pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nuk është fort e lehtë të jesh në prapaskenat e një filmi, ama nuk ka kënaqësi më të madhe kur rrëmben disa momente, përjetime, emocione, e mbi të gjitha, eksperiencë nga një njeri i cili ka shumë për dhënë në këtë drejtim. Armand Asante është një protagonistët e filmit The Brave Ones, edhe direkt nga Hollywood vjen pa filtër fare, po në Bullgari ndonse për një film shqiptar. So good to be here. Nice to meet you. So kind of you, saying thank you in Albanian.
Thank you.
You have been in Albania before?
Kosovo.
Kosovo.
Yeah, close.
And what's your impression about Albanians? First one.
I want to see the sun and the beach. I want to see the
For
coast.
sure.
I heard about the coast this whole one.
Precious one.
Yeah, for real. I'm going. This summer I'm going. I've been detaining it for too long.
It's almost 1 o'clock, so you're not the only brave one in the room. Me too. Tell me something about the experience with the Brave Ones.
It's a very unique script. It's about an historical incident that actually took place in Albania, but it's somewhat fictionalized. But it's about that incredible scandal about marijuana in Lazarat.
Yeah.
But it's it gets more into the philosophical aspects of this kind of trade in terms of who are the players who actually run that type of industry.
Was it difficult to get into the character, to get into his skin?
No, I mean it's not unlike some of the characters I've played in the past, but it's. I like the script. In a way, I have to tell a large story in a very short amount of time. So I come in the film in short, dramatic spurts, you know?
Since we're talking about styles and acting and roles, what kind of roles do you prefer?
Well, I mean, I've played, thank God,
Mostly.
I've had a very, very blessed career, and I've played a very diverse range of roles. But I'm a content-driven person. meaning I really love stories, and my love of acting and film and theater came from literature. So I'm a literary-driven actor. It's very hard to find scripts that afford any kind of literary dimension today. And often film has nothing to do with literature. But I'm a story-driven person, and I act really out of a love of story. If it's an interesting story, I will try to pursue it. It's very hard to find productions and producers today that want to invest in literature. It's not so common. People are very concerned now with images and fast-paced. You know, we're almost in an age of this MTV,
fast food.
impressionistic, you know. So it's not, they're not dwelling so much on stories that give actors the opportunities to really take the audience on a journey of a soul, you know. And that's, I think any actor worth his salt wants to take an audience on that journey, you know.
In fact, I saw you were focused within your role. What is your motivator, can I say motivator, currently?
To be focused?
Yeah.
You have no choice. You don't have a choice because film today, because of economics, it works so fast that if you're not in the zone, you have to come into an environment which is alien to you. But you have to come in with your zone, because the camera is only interested in your zone. So you have to come in and be in your zone and stay focused in your zone. That's what's very important, to protect your energy whenever you're working. So it's normal.
I'm curious about that process, mental process of becoming the character. Tell me something specific about your rituals.
My ritual is to study the script, study the storyline enough so that you take that character and you put it into your DNA. You have to have the storyline into your DNA so that you've reduced everything to just behavior. Because people only watch behavior. People only respond to behavior. So this is the task, and it's becoming harder for younger people in the film industry today because I think the creative process is being eroded. People work very fast.
Yeah.
So it's very harder on younger performers to understand that the process is really about putting it into your DNA. It's a very slow process, the process of osmosis. It's like when you learn the piano, it's not something you do automatically. You really work to put that concerto into your body and your mind and your heart, hopefully.
What is the strangest thing a role required you to do?
Most strenuous?
Yeah.
It can be many things. It can be many things. Sometimes even the most challenging of monologues where you go into something that demands incredible vulnerability from you.
Yeah.
That could be very, very challenging. But strenuous-wise, actors are required to do everything from emote, evoke to gymnastics. So there's a lot of strenuous things.
This one is an action movie. Did you get injured or?
Not yet.
Not yet, fortunately.
I won't be surprised. It happened many times.
We're talking about good things, but pursuing this career has its bad sides. What's the bad thing of being an actor?
I love what I do. I love the relationships that I've had my entire career. My career has been sustained by relationships all over the world. So I've had amazing life experiences with the different actors and artists that I've worked with around the world. And that outweighs the pitfalls of, say, you're in a lousy film, or you're in a lousy experience, or you're humiliated in the press for something stupid, or whatever the case may be. What sustains you is human relationships. And I really believe that the world right now is sustained only by human relationships. And if we don't pay enough to those relationships, we will not be sustained.
So is this one of those things you say to young people, young actors who want to become famous and pursue this career?
You can't think...
What should they keep in mind?
I think they should keep in mind that their obligation first and foremost is to their audience. And by doing that, you have to be responsible to the authors and the journalists, whomever you're working with, whomever you're expressing. Be responsible to them. Be responsible to the story. Be responsible to the author. After that, you have to be responsible to all the relationships that make up whatever it is you do, whether you're a violinist, you're a musician, you're a singer, you're a painter. Be responsible to the relationships of your life, because nothing is attained alone. We do nothing in this life alone. Everything is predicated upon human relationships. And the one thing you find out when you're a performer, and often many performers think in their head that they are the sole reason that no, it's not that at all.
So being humble and...
You know, you are a product only of the other energies around you, you know. I am only reacting to your energy. It's
Absolutely.
a fact, it's a fact.
Can you tell me something about the relationship, your relationship with Will?
The relationship with the director and my relationship certainly with Will is a unity of a point of view.
Okay.
A point of view about whatever the story is. So with the writer, Marco, with Will, the director, we've honed the point of view of what is the direction, what is the point of view of this story? What is it in this story that we want to evoke for the audience to understand? Where do we want to take the audience on this journey to maybe learn something? Okay, so it's an action genre film, right?
Yeah.
But maybe there's something we can glean
yeah.
from the script that can illuminate an audience, maybe open their eyes to something they didn't think about. And that's very important for the actor and the director to constantly work with that in mind. What is it you want to glean from the story that informs the audience on another level, not just an emotional level, but maybe a philosophical level, whatever.
Last but not least, since you travel a lot and you are a traveler of the world, I'm curious about the relationship with your family. How do you manage to have a good relationship with them? Are your kids maybe involved in film industry?
You asked that because I took a very active role in the journey of my daughters. But I was very lucky in my life because I took them many, many places in the world with me while I was working. And I also took them many, many places, you know, on vacations. I spent a lot of time with them traveling. And that's just my obligation as a parent. But it was an amazing, amazing life experience. And often, you know, I often think what would I like most in my life again is to do it again. Even though they're grown now, I would want to do that again. Or if I have more children, I would want to do it with them. But to me, it's funny you mention it, because it's one of the most fulfilling aspects of being a parent is to have that experience.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed the
Thank
conversation.
You Thank you. Thank you.
Faleminderit.
Faleminderit.
Gjëja më e çuditshme në botë për mua, pa filtra fare, është një film të një produksioni perëndimor me aktor rus, por që luajnë një realitet shqiptar, që rusët të ngjanin kaq shumë me shqiptarët nuk ma kishte marrë mendja dhe për këtë do të pyes Ivan, një tjetër aktor të filmit. It's so strange in fact for me to get it. Russians to be similar with Albanians. We don't appear.
It's a mix that everyone was surprised about, like American movie about Albania, Russian actors.
Yeah.
But we like it so far. You know, it works. Experiments work sometimes, so why not?
Have you heard about Albania and Albanians before being part of this movie?
Honestly, I knew that the story will be about Albania, but I didn't know the cast at first. but then I saw that it's super international. We have like almost everyone from everywhere. And it's cool because on set we're from Russia, this guy from Albania, this is from England, this is from like America, and we all work in one scene talking the same language, and it's pretty cool. I like it.
So let me ask you, which is the best part of being an actor, apart that?
So the first thing that you never know what's coming. You're always expecting some miracle, that some amazing scenario will come. And it's funny because when you work at an office or somewhere, you always know what's coming. You can just predict your next 5 years. Here you can, and it's always this little child play you do, but you're an adult, and it's kind of fun and gives you money, so it's a perfect job.
Is there something you wish you knew before starting out as an actor? In the beginning, I mean.
Yeah. First of all, the worst thing that I didn't know when I was starting, that even if scenario is good, or director is amazing, or it doesn't mean that the movie will be good. You need to always put yourself like completely, and don't trust, and always check. You know, always check and reread, and like, I don't know, it's hard because you can get caught up in a bad project really easy. And when you're young and only starting, you're just grabbing everything that comes to you, you know, and you can, you know, get in some trouble for that.
You always knew you'd be an actor?
No. At first I wanted to be a cheese farmer.
Cheese farmer?
Yeah,
oh,
I really wanted to make cheese.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah. And then I started watching a lot of movies, fell in love with Jim Carrey and all those like famous actors from that period, and I decided to try out.
I wasn't expecting that. That's how cheese farmers look nowadays?
I don't know. I don't think I look like a common cheese farmer, but an artsy modern one, like sorta.
Are you similar with the character you're playing in The Brave Ones?
In a way, we're similar because he's the youngest one and he's open to stuff, he's new to stuff, he's emotional, hothead in a way. So yeah, I can be like that in life sometimes, I think. He's more brutal than me because he works for Elena and stuff. He's like shooting and killing people and defending the law, but yeah, I can get that.
Can you tell me the strangest thing a role required you to do?
There was one time, it was a sort of historical movie about Pushkin, Russian poet, and I was playing Pushin, his closest friend. We were playing this scene where we find a dead body, and he made us stand in this bucket of cold water and punched us in the stomach to get the reaction, and he did it to all the actors. So yeah, being an actor is fun, you know, sometimes.
I'm pretty scared.
No, it's okay.
It always happens like this?
No, it's just,
okay.
It's just his method. He's a, you know, fresh guy.
It's all about collaboration, and I know that is a very close relationship between an actor and the director.
Yeah.
How is your relationship with William Kozma, the director of the movie?
This is the first time I'm working with like true American director, and it turned out to be great. We really hit it off the first day, trusted each other, saw that we both want to make a good movie, so it happened. I'm really glad I met him. He's an awesome guy. So Isa, the producer, Mercury Films, I met him a long time ago, and we became friends, and now we started working together. And I'm gonna be in the next 2 movies they're making. And this is cool because they're the guys who really want to make good movies, and they know how to do it. And for some reason they like me. So I'm really glad we're making this together. So
you don't know that reason?
No, I think of course it's probably because I'm an actor and I'm good at it, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. But human-wise, like, I really hit it off with them. They're really nice and professional people who know how to do their job.
You will be in the next 2 films of Mercury Films.
Yeah.
You're traveling the whole time. You're a world traveler. Can I say that?
I'm becoming one, yeah.
You're becoming one. Is it hard for you to maintain this kind of lifestyle?
No.
No?
When I was working mainly in Russia and traveling for something else, it was hard because I always missed home and I want to go back. Now when I'm making movies and I'm traveling to do something, it feels really good. I don't miss it. I can do that for life easily.
Tell me a bit about your reaction when you see yourself in the big screen.
It's always nerve-wracking. I die inside.
Nerve-wracking?
Of course,
Okay.
I die inside because this is a huge responsibility. We made something, people paid money to see that, and now we're the ones who need to be good. So of course I love it when I'm sure that the project will be good, but it's always really, it's killing me inside, always.
You're the one who says always, I wish I could have done it in another way.
Not really, I'm pretty happy.
You're not that kind of person?
No.
Okay, so
Because I think before I do something, a lot, even too much sometimes, but then I'm happy with the, with the product. But there's always, of course, in the movies, you're always like, we could have done this better. But I'm pretty happy with what I've done so far, so,
Oh, I was about to forget that. How do you manage to memorize a lot of lines? It's
Honestly,
a crucial point
I
of
don't
being
know.
an actor.
I
or
just
as
do.
an outsider, I see it like that.
I know, but I just read it, get the scent of the scene, just know what we're talking about, and it's in my head. That's it, honestly. There's no special technique or whatever. If it's a big piece of text,
You helped me a lot
Yeah.
with that.
you can always write it down by hand,
Yeah,
and then it'll stay in your head better.
okay.
That's a good thing to do.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Ivan.
you.
Ivan in
Ivan,
English, even in Russian.
Ivan Makarevich, my name is.
Oh, too complicated
I
for
know,
me, the
that's why I
surname.
pronounce it.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck, you too.
Thank you.
Ajo është një nga aktorët protagonistet të filmit The Brave Ones. Sot ka ditën e saj të pushimit, sepse xhirimet kanë qenë të ngjeshura, po ne i kemi ardhur këtu, fshehur rrezin në hotel për t'i marrë disa përshtypje edhe perceptime të saj në lidhje me këtë eksperiencë. Ravshana Kurkova është emri i saj. Hi Ravshana, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I only understood Ravshana Kurkova. Hi.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, great beginning.
Great.
In fact, you're the first Russian girl brunette
Yeah.
that I know.
Maybe because I'm just from Russia, but I'm not Russian girl.
Ah, okay.
Not typical Russian, yes.
You're from?
I'm from Uzbekistan. It's one ex-republic of ex-USSR.
You're playing an Albanian character.
Yes, but playing Albanian then. Wherever I go, in Asia or in Egypt or Arabian countries or Spain, they think I'm a local. So my face is just local everywhere.
Actually, is it hard to play foreigners?
It's hard for me at this point to play in foreign language, because you must think not only about emotional what happening with in scene, but you think about how to say it correct without accent and a lot of things, or with accent but not such a big accent. So it's, for me, this is my first movie when I play in English, so it's a little bit hard. Yes.
Are you good at accents?
You think so? No, I think my accent is horrible, and I must work a lot of with this. But it takes time, so I will do it.
First of all, let me ask you if you're a brave one in the real life, since we're talking about the brave ones.
In the real life, no, but in profession, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's no problem for me to make some weird and crazy things, but in the real life, I'm absolutely not brave.
I thought lions were all brave ones.
In the real, I have so
Since
exciting
you are
things.
a lion.
Yeah, I'm lion, but I have my job is so crazy, and I do a lot of crazy things in my profession. So in the real life, I want just quiet life, normal, with book and my cat and my boyfriend and my friends and dinner and mom. So and even when I travel, I don't. But when when I go to on a set, it's a different person.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the experience in the Brave Ones?
Oh, I was very excited. I was very excited because this is my first action movie, actually, and I've taken special classes in Moscow, how to fight and how to play normal with scenes with the weapon.
Okay.
And when we come here, we have some rehearsal with stuntmen. Bulgarian stuntmen is great, really, really great. and but it's actually a little bit hard. But I'm trying to do my best.
How did you get into the character? How did you get into her skin? Was it difficult for you?
Actually, this character, Elena, is close to me.
Is close to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's serious, and she always worked with the tough guys all around, and she had her principles, and she's idealistic. But she has her own drama, and this is very interesting for me как сказать, as for actor.
As an actor.
Yeah, as an actor. Yes, this is interesting as an actor. Yes, because I had a very happy childhood. Nobody hurt me. And my only problem was when my parents didn't want to buy me a dog, and she had a very difficult childhood. She had a lot of bad things when she was young. Maybe because she's always worked with guys.
Yeah, she has worked with guys.
I'm growing up with and a lot of boys was around me, so I also have a lot of boys things. You know how to say.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting, and
I get it.
I'm not fighting, and I'm not aggressive in real life.
In the other hand, you look so feminine.
Thank you. Yes, but I'm not a girly. You know how to say.
Deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So this character is very close to me. I understand her.
You have done a lot of characters. Which is the best part of being an actor?
I think this is the most interesting job in the world, because through your roles and heroes, you can live several lives, and you also travel a lot and meeting beautiful, interesting people. And it can be, this profession can help you to know yourself better. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, because you always work with your demons inside of you, and sometimes you surprise yourself. It's very interesting, actually.
You told me that you had a quiet childhood. Were you interested in acting from the beginning?
From the very beginning, I wanted to work as a doctor, like my grandma. But my first acting experience was when I was 12. So sorry for these pathetic words, but I think it was destiny, yes, from my childhood. I know that I'm absolutely crazy about this job. You know, we are crazy people. We're addicted.
Were your parents okay with that?
Well,
because I think parents want us to be doctors.
No,
and
he wanted
a
normal job for the child. Yeah, of course.
I think they are happy when they see you in the big screen. So.
No, my family is giving me absolute support for everything.
It was great meeting you in person. Thank you so much. I wish you good luck, since it is an action movie and you have to carry weapons all the time and get injured as well.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Since we are on top of a building, on top of Tirana, let me ask you a common question. How do you find Tirana?
So far, so good. I mean, we are on top of a building, literally on top of Tirana. And granted, I've only been here a day and we've been working hard. It's absolutely beautiful. I was just telling you, the people are beautiful, everyone's happy, the weather's fantastic. There's little bits that remind me of Athens. Maybe I'm crazy, but so far, fantastic. The backdrop visually is beautiful.
Yeah.
And tonight we get to drink your food. Sorry, drink your drink and eat your food. So I'm excited for this evening.
You have something from Mediterranean coast in your blood.
Yes, I'm from Greece.
You're from Greece?
Yes, originally.
Okay. Let me ask you something about your career. What was your first role, please?
Ooh,
When did you start acting?
such a long time ago. It happened by accident. I used to be a boxer. And
A boxer?
yeah, and I went on a boxing audition and the guy beat me up so much, true story, that I had my first ever audition the next day for a movie called Necessary Roughness. It's an American college football film. It's a wonderful film. And I went into the audition and I was so beat up that I didn't move, I didn't do anything big, and the guy said, hey, this guy can really act. He's not overplaying it, and that's a true story. So I got beat up to get my first acting job, literally. Voila.
So your acting style is more about action. So how would you describe your acting style?
Well, actually, a little of both. I like doing drama. I love
You like doing drama?
Of course, yeah. When it comes to the acting, if the role is something that I can feel I could bring some reality to and I would enjoy the endeavor, it doesn't have to be action, absolutely not. It can be dramatic, it can be a love story, it can be comedy like My Big Fat Greek Wedding. So, yeah, I like to do it all.
Since you love what you do and acting is all about passion and loving what you do, what's the best thing of being an actor? Breathe in, breathe out.
You know,
You know?
every day is different, every moment is different, and you can answer a question, I think, differently every day. Right now, you ask me this particular film, it's a Will Kaufman film, and the guy is very demanding with the action. Again, we were just talking, so when you're really blessed to be part of the industry and working as a legitimate actor, I'm happy when I just deliver a good day's work, to be honest. When I know my work has been honest and that my director and my other actors believe me, I'm happy. That's where it ends.
I'm curious, just curious. What is the strangest thing a role required you to do?
Well, to me personally, it's when it's an intimate role. I find that very...
Intimate?
Intimate, yeah. I find
Okay.
it pretty difficult. I'm a pretty private cat, so the action, it's no problem. It's action. I think the intimate, I think it's when you have to do something that you're even scared to tap into as an artist. Something that can expose you or make you feel vulnerable. It's uncomfortable for all of us. So that's always the hardest. You know, being tough is pretty easy. You know, hey, I'm gonna beat you up. But when you have to look at someone and do something dramatic, that's always difficult.
But they are the both sides of a fence. In an action film, you have to be injured sometimes. Have you ever been injured?
They're all laughing just on this movie. The answer is yes. I think traditionally, I can only speak for myself, but every time I do an action film, you're getting hurt. There's going to be a point where you're going to hurt yourself because you're committing 100% to every maneuver, and accidents happen. So you've just got to be as careful as you can. And what I'm learning now that I'm getting a little older is I have to be physically prepared prior to the film, you know? So
What about the process? I mean the mental process.
that's everything.
It's everything?
Everything. Because physically you can, like, I've been injured on this film 2 or 3 times, but it all becomes about this. You have to be able to continue. So it's mental first, yes, of course.
I see you're spontaneous. Are there unexpected things or embarrassing moments during a set?
Yes.
Tell me one, please. I'd love to hear a special story or a
Embarrassing?
funny one.
Well, oh my God, well, I don't know where to go with this one. I'm in another country.
So many.
You know.
So many stories?
Well, it's the movie set. You've got a mic on,
Okay.
you forget you're mic'd. A lot of actors forget they're mic'd, and then you have producers saying, come here, you know everyone can hear you. So there's one. What else can I tell you? We live in a different world. Our art it's very personal. So sometimes it's a wonderful day and sometimes it can get really, really difficult because it's a personal adaptation of the character. So it's always, to me anyway, no matter what character I play, it's an extension of who I am. So there's always part of you in that character. So yeah, it's never easy. And sometimes, yes, it's funny and sometimes it's really not so funny when some people see a part of you you don't want them to see. But that's what we sign up for and I wouldn't want to do anything else. I love it.
How do you memorize a lot of lines?
It's interesting. Again, everyone's a little different. I'm not great at memorizing.
You're not great?
No, not at all. It takes me a little work, but I've noticed the last 5 years, once I read something 2 or 3 times, it's become a little bit sense memory now. So I'm able to learn big monologues faster than the usual person because of just the continual years of doing it.
Is there something you wish you would know before starting as an actor?
How to act, yeah.
Was there a particular role that got away? You really wanted to be part of a film and you wasn't cast in?
Yes. I think that happens to a lot of actors.
Yeah.
Well, I was just telling the story, funny enough, on the way here in the taxi where I booked Friends. And I booked a 10-episode arc on Friends and I played Joey's twin. We shot 1 episode and it was fantastic and the producer said, we found someone dumber than Joey. And it's called The One with the Unagi, that's the episode. So they call me at home and they said, you were fantastic, we've got 10 episodes. The next day they call me and they said, Lewis, we're so sorry. We've been trying to get Bruce Willis for a long time now. So Bruce made himself available and he was the biggest star in Hollywood. So they said, sorry, Lewis.
Sorry, Lewis.
We've got to go with Bruce. So there's 1. And it hurts, of course it hurts, because it's your dream. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you go with it and you move on.
Is there a dream role, since we're talking about dreams? Or
no.
a dream director?
Well, on that note, William Kaufman, we're here doing The Brave Ones. This is a William Kaufman film, and he's my man as far as directors go. This guy is not only, I call him the white John Woo, but he's creating his own reputation within Hollywood because he's one of the best, and he's coming up, he's hitting his stride as far as the mini majors and majors, and I'm just thrilled that he calls me to work with him. So a William Kaufman film would be my favorite project to work on. The action is intense, and you will see when this Brave One comes out, it's going to be an intense, character-driven story movie. Most action movies, you don't care about anyone. You know, sometimes in between the action, you're saying, get me some bread and some milk, sweetheart, you know? You don't care. This film, I don't think you're going to want to turn away because you're invested in the characters. And he also brings that intense action to follow, so I love a Will Kaufman film, for sure.
What about your rituals before the set or on the set?
Before every scene, I brush my teeth. If I don't have a fresh mouth, I feel like I can't talk. That's 1.
Okay.
And I'll do a little silent prayer before each take, just to pray for honesty. That's the truth. I do that.
Okay, thank you. Let me ask you something.
Yeah, sure.
Last, what about your favorite movie?
My personal favorite movie?
Your personal favorite movie.
Wow, that's a tough question. That's a really tough question. We were talking about, well, I'll tell you what I loved recently, yeah? I've got many favorites, from De Niro to Pacino, you know, we could go through the list, but I saw one last year, and I have to compliment it, because I thought it was fantastic. It's called Ex Machina.
Ex Machina?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen Ex Machina, check it out. It's an independent film with 1 location, and I watched it 9 times in 1 week. I really did. I just kept wanting to watch it again. So there's my pick for today.
9 times in 1 week?
Yes, ma'am.
Impressive.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I didn't want to watch anything else.
So nice to meet you, Luis.
It's my
Have a
pleasure.
good time.
Thank you.
In Albania.
Thank you kindly, my dear. Good luck to you.
Më të bukur se gati perëndimi I diellit për t'i shkëputur një intervistë të shkurtër, po le të jetë kjo në kornizën e një gjëje shumë miqësore me William Kaufman, që është edhe regjizori I filmit The Brave Ones. Nice to meet you in person.
Likewise.
Më herët mora vesh që ke xhiruar për Shqipërinë, për realitetin shqiptar, për një histori shqiptare, pa ardhur dhe pa e vizituar akoma Shqipërinë. Si ishte ndjesia dhe çfarë impresionesh dha në momentin që erdhe dhe e pe nga afër e preke këtë realitet?
I would say my regret is that I was not able to come before. It's a beautiful country. What I did do was research that I could do, and spoke to the Albanian producer team here, and so it's a beautiful country, and the opportunity to have a part where the film is actually filmed here is very important.
Si ja del që të inspirohesh dhe të bësh gjithnjë gjëra të reja kur bëhet fjalë për filmat të cilat I rezistojnë këtij realiteti që është kthyer kështu si xhungël.
Every film since film has been invented is all based on the Greek stories of 2,000 years ago. So all the stories of revenge, of love, of bravery have been told over and over again. So I think the angle is to try and find a perspective that is based on the characters themselves, the heart of the story. I'm known for doing a lot of action movies.
Action movies?
So my goal is for action to matter, for the violence to be scary, you have to be invested in the characters. So I think it's about finding the truth in the story of a character.
Me qënë se bëhet fjalë për bashkëpunim, si I zgjedh ti, çfarë elementi kyç duhet kenë bashkëpunëtorët e tu, duke nisur që nga aktorët dhe deri tek ata që janë pjesë e setit edhe staffit?
Being a director, being a filmmaker, I'm not a novelist. I'm not a painter. This isn't something I can do by myself. It's an army of talented people. So as far as selecting them, I mean, it starts with the story, it starts with the producers. I have an incredible team of producers that have been supportive and that the decisions are supporting the filmmaker, being able to tell the story. We all play within the rules that we are given. So with budget in mind and story in mind and the characters, it's as with any relationship. It's finding people that are very talented. I think people ask me what my secret is. My secret is finding people that are very talented that can fill in the deficits I have, things that I don't do as well. By finding the people that can do that elevates the entire project.
Çdo gjë në të gjitha sferat është kthyer në komerciale, edhe për të qëndruar në këtë treg ndonjëherë do të duhet bësh edhe kompromise. Ti a bën kompromis me artin tënd për të përmbushur kërkesat e kësaj industrie?
Everything you do requires compromise to move forward. As far as compromising the actual artistic vision, I don't make films with money in mind. For me, I make films for the little boy, the teenage, for me, I make films for myself, things that I would find exciting and engaging and entertaining. So I've never really felt like that was a conflict or challenge within, to try and balance doing something that I wouldn't do something strictly for a financial gain.
And last, what is the impression of this place? I mean, the impression left.
Of a beautiful, exotic, interesting city that I would love to get to know properly.
Properly.
Yes, so
yeah,
I plan on coming back and spending some real time here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.